This is the Reds POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, Reds fans, and welcome to the Reds POSTCAST, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. My name is Tim Daniel. I have been covering the Reds in podcast form for 5 years at publications such as Late Night Reds and the Riverfront. And tonight we are celebrating the Reds' first series victory of 2025. Yes, spicy Oreo 15. We do like that. A nice Reds victory tonight, 1-0 in San Francisco. Now, I know everyone's going to be like, they only won. It doesn't matter. At this point, with how the season had gone to this point, they won 2 games in a row for the first time all year, and they got their first series win of the season. So I think we should all celebrate just that. On today's show, we're going to talk, of course, about Nick Lodolo with another outstanding outing. Graham Ashcraft making quite the impression in the bullpen. And I'm going to bring up a little bit of a thing called a trend that I've been noticing early in the season on the Cincinnati Reds that I want to talk about. And I think it could be something we could all should be really, really paying attention to. And I think it's a good thing as well. But of course, guys, here is what we will be talking about.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Nick Lodolo, everybody. Let's talk about it. So last night, Hunter Green has the best game of his young career so far, right? Awesome, outstanding, incredible. And it's like, okay, how does Nick Lodolo follow that? Not as good, but that's not a bad thing by any means. Nick Lodolo, 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Started the game with a walk, didn't walk a guy the rest of the game. So yes, Caitlin, they did win a 1-0 game, so that's pretty awesome as well. So here's what I want to kind of talk about here. We've talked about this now, reinvention almost of Nick Lodolo, right? Where he's not getting the strikeouts he was getting in the past. He's becoming more of a ground ball pitcher, and you're seeing a lot of that right now, which has been awesome because it's made him not only last longer in games, it's made him also, I'm bringing up his Baseball Savant page so I can make sure I get everything correct here. It's making you also realize that he has just kind of figured out more of himself. I think that time off last year from his injuries, maybe he kind of noticed that this is where he's going to be at his best. I mean, right now, to put in context, guys, how good he's been, his off-speed run value on Baseball Savant shows he is in the 100th percentile. So that means pretty elite. His strikeout rate is in the 9th percentile. Pretty low, but his walk rate is in the 90th percentile. His chase rate is in the 86th percentile. His ground ball rate is in the 76th percentile. And he is dealing. So not so much obviously a strikeout pitcher at this point, and just becoming more of a just trust my defense behind me. Gavin Lux had some really good plays tonight, obviously playing second base, filling in for McLean. Those were with Graham Ashcraft on the mound, the biggest one, obviously, but and Jake Fraley has an unbelievable catch in right field. That really it was such a huge impact on the game as well. But seeing Lodolo at this point, so we're talking about now 3 starts in, he's 2-1. He's got an ERA under 1. He's got an 0.96 earned run average, and he doesn't have barely any strikeouts. So for him to kind of find this next step in his career and how he can kind of piggyback off of what Hunter Green does the night before, and he takes the ball and just does it again. It's pretty unbelievable. I mean, to see what he's becoming is so awesome. And just that he just so happens to kind of just figure things out here. And where he's found himself, you think he's finding where he belongs in Major League Baseball, where he belongs as a starter, how he's going to be his most effective. And you're seeing it. I mean, I still think that right now, you're hard pressed to find probably 2 guys who are better 1-2 combo in baseball right now than Green and Lodolo are doing for the Cincinnati Reds, which we thought they'd be good if they could stay on the mound. I don't know if any of us thought they're going to be as good as they've looked so far through 6 combined starts. They look untouchable in different ways, where Hunter is throwing 101 in the 9th inning and striking guys out, and Lodolo is out there throwing this crazy ball movement stuff that's getting ground ball outs, and it's working. They're winning. And I mean, they're winning games that way with those two. So that's pretty awesome for them. And also want to make sure I mention with the trends of this, not only does the Cincinnati Reds get just their first 2-game win streak of the season, a potential to sweep tomorrow. Not only is this their first series win of 2025, it is Terry Francona's first series win as the manager of the Cincinnati Reds. And I have been very back and forth with Francona on the season so far, but I thought he managed tonight the pitching side of things pretty well. Now, don't get me wrong, his pitch has made it pretty easy for him. But I think where he has been really good has been how to use his rotation, when to know when to pull them from games. I think it's been where he's been at his best so far. And as this team eventually gets to hitting, because they're going to eventually consistently hit, they're, get everybody back. Ellie's going to find his form again. John Sadek told me last year, when Ellie's kind of finding his swing again is when he starts drawing walks. And right now he's not drawing walks and you're seeing that slump there. But when you start to see that happen again, I think is when you're going to see Ellie De La Cruz become Ellie De La Cruz again. And I don't think we're far away from that. And so for those two guys, I know I see a lot of, when are they going to hit? But it's, right now, I think we'll take these wins any way we can get them. Jake Chafin, yeah, absolutely. All three San Francisco losses so far are the Cincinnati Reds, and they came into the series at the time with the best record in baseball. So make sure we give their credit as well. But I'll circle around here once again with Nick Lodolo. Another outstanding outing. Those two dudes, Hunter Green, Nick Lodolo, really setting the tone for the rotation. And Brady Singer's obviously been great too. I know he's not getting the ball tomorrow, but seeing him Friday in Pittsburgh, do I have that right? Yeah, I guess so, because Carson Spires got sent down. So I assume that means Andrew Abbott will be up for Saturday. But really awesome day. Another for the Reds pitching again. If they can just get the sticks to get going, guys, watch out for the Cincinnati Reds of 2025, because this pitching is going to keep you in games, especially the rotation. If they're getting to the 6th, 7th, 8th inning in games like this, you get the sticks going and everything's going to be different. So we talked about Nick Lodolo, and like Terry Francona, in my next segment, I'm going to pass the ball on to Graham Ashcraft. And what a night he had out of the pen. We're going to talk about that here in our next segment right after this. The NBA playoffs are here, and I just want to make sure I mention real quick, my Cleveland Cavaliers officially clinched the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference tonight, and FanDuel is giving new customers an incredible way to get in on the action. Right now, when you join FanDuel, you can, all right, here we go. That messed up. All right, right now, when you join FanDuel and place your first $5 bet, you get $250 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Say you want to bet, I don't know, Donovan Mitchell, 5 threes in a game. It's probably going to go through in the playoffs. You can get that money. I love using how FanDuel makes betting so easy, whether it's picking my favorite team, the Cavs, or diving into player props. From 3-pointers to steals to assists, FanDuel has so many ways to bet your favorite player props. Plus, after the game tips off, you can even combine live prop bets in the same game parlay for a chance to win big. Don't miss out. Head to FanDuel.com and claim your $200 in 50 bonus bets today. I think FanDuel is probably going to ask me to no longer read ads after that one, guys. That was not my finest work, but we'll move on. When it comes to fueling your body, quality matters. That's why Just Ingredients is changing the game with clean, high-quality products designed to support better health and peak performance. Just Ingredients offers an NSF-certified line of protein powder, electrolytes, pre-workout, and creatine, all rigorously tested to ensure they're free of substances banned by major athletic organizations. Just Ingredients also has partnered with 2-time baseball MVP Bryce Harper, who trusts their NSF-certified spots line to fuel his training and recovery. I love that Just Ingredients prioritizes wholesome, nourishing ingredients. It's something I love. Coming out to the gym, do a scoop of their chocolate protein powder, put in some milk, shake it up a bit, and start the recovery process. It's the way to go, and Just Ingredients is looking out for you, giving you the best stuff possible. Visit justingredients.us and use code LOCKEDONMLB for 20% off and more wellness tips. Follow just.ingredients on Instagram. Thanks, Sydney. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah. I don't think Justin Green's gonna be too happy with me on that one either. But that's what happens when you read it live, guys. We're getting it together. It's late, right? The Reds playing these West Coast games, it gets the best of us. But thank you guys so much who did stay up with me here on the Reds Postcast, brought to you by the wonderful people at the Locked On Network. Be sure, as always, Monday through Friday, to check out my good friends Jeff Carr and Steven Offenbaker on Locked On Reds. I know Jeff right now is in San Fran enjoying this 2-game win streak for the Reds, and Steve has been doing live shows and having different people pop on like me. And Eric Matthews also joined it for an episode the other day. Not Eric Matthews from Boy Meets World. Eric Matthews, his good friend there in Hawaii, who's also a Reds fan. So be sure to check out my good friends there as well on Locked On Reds. So Nick Lodolo was the story of the game, and Graham Ashcraft made quite the impression for himself tonight as well, as he's transitioning to a new role, a role that we all have been really excited to see what the prospects are for him there. With 2 innings pitched tonight, looked great. I mean, looked really good. So 2 innings with 2 strikeouts, does have a hit. And Gavin Lux makes that incredible double play behind Graham, where he just lets the ball gets over Graham's head, bounces, and Lux fields it at second base and throws it to CES at first to get the double play. And then Graham comes right back there and gets a strikeout to end the inning. So this is a conversation that's been going on for the last couple of years with Graham Ashcraft, right? Is he going to be better off pitching out of the pen than in his starting rotation? Is he a guy that you want to see kind of have that role? Because history shows that come the 3rd time through the order, his numbers drop significantly. He's not as consistent. He's not as accurate. Maybe this is the case, because tonight he has 2 excellent innings so far on the year. I mean, he has been really good in this role. Let's be honest. I mean, he doesn't have an earned run yet. His WHIP is under 1. I assume 5 1/3 innings so far. He has 3 strikeouts, and I like that tonight Terry gave him the ball in a big situation. You've seen him a couple times in these kind of games where maybe it's a little out of hand or with so-and-so, or it's not as close as 1-0, or let alone it's 1-0 when your team's winning. And to see him get the ball here and really, really thrive with it was awesome. And I was just so happy to see that he's finding a little bit of an extra spot for him. I think we all know how talented he is. The cutter looked great. You heard Brantley talk about it, where when his cutter works really well, it's when it's going down. When it's going downwards is when it's at his best. And you saw a little bit of that tonight. I think this is just going to be awesome for him. I know high leverage outing, he's going to be pretty great. And I think this is a really great spot for him. And like we kind of talked about with Steve yesterday, Pagan tonight too has a spotless inning. He's been really good in his spot as well. When Alexis Diaz comes back, I know Tito's been talking about like him being the closer per se, whatever that means. But I think you have multiple guys that you can make the case can really earn that, to play that role for your team. And that's a far better thing than just having one guy do it. And Graham Ashcraft, I think that's his ceiling. I think his ceiling is last 3 outs of the game guy. Whether that means he's doing it every night, I don't know. But I think he's going to be a guy that you can look at to be that person for sure. So kudos to Graham Ashcraft on a heck of a performance tonight. But hey, let's get to the turning point of tonight's game.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
So when they were losing 1-0 every night, I was saying that the turning point was always the run that was scored by their opponent, whether it was Texas or Milwaukee. I'm going to go a little different tonight. I think Jake Fraley's catch really was the turning point in the game tonight. San Francisco has a runner on third. And thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out tonight, man. I really, really, really appreciate that. So they have a runner on third with a chance to tie the game and then maybe even take the lead. That's a really well hit ball, and Fraley just makes an unbelievable catch. I don't know if you guys really remember. I want to say this is 2013. Jay Bruce had a kind of play where the ball is hit like that, and he's kind of tracking the ball and doesn't find where the wall is, and San Francisco wins on a walk-off. So we all have seen how dangerous this could be, Kyle. Hey, I'll also say Jake Fraley had 2 hits tonight, so let's go ahead and make sure we give him credit there as well. Now, not hard hit balls per se, but we will take it. I saw a comment earlier. Chris, yeah, he says, it's amazing. Will Benson gets caught up and Jake Fraley decides to play defense and get a couple of hits. You might be onto something there, but we will take it. So kudos to Jake Fraley as well. And there's a trend I want to talk about to end the show here. But first, guys, for the second night in a row, I'm sure you guys know who it is, but here is the Locked On Player of the Game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
It's Jose Trevino, guys. I'm kidding. It's Nick Lodolo. Another outstanding day for the Red starter. Another excellent game. Give credit where credit's due and keep this thing rolling, baby. So I'm noticing something here in this short Red season. Now, we're only 12 games in. So this could be me just reading into it. This could be me just kind of trying to see some silver linings as we look forward to the season. And it's just be an obvious thing. Who knows? But the Reds now are 5-7. In the 12 games they've played so far, 5 of them, they have scored first. They are now 4-1 in games in which they score first. And here's why that's important. The offense has really struggled so far, right? It's been pretty bad. So the fact that if they are able to set the tone and give their pitcher 1-2 runs like you've seen the last couple nights and let them do their thing, you got a shot. So 4-1 so far in games in which the Reds are the first to score. I would like to see that keep going. I would like to see it be more than 1-0 or 2-0. But I think that tonight was pretty awesome. So for Nick Lodolo and staff. So kudos to them. And shout out to Graham Ashcraft and Amelia Pagan for holding it up. Let's see a couple questions here real quick. I see Brixington 1. Do we have 2 aces? Yes, we do. Jake Chafin mentioned earlier all 3 losses came from San Francisco. And Mark says, so many years have been saying get pitching. They've got the pitching. Now let's get some sticks to go with it. Connor Jackson asks, who do you predict will hit the first walk-off of the year for us? I'm going to go Gavin Lux. I feel like the fact that he's broken up 3 no-hitters already, I think he has a shot to that as well. And then Sam Merrill, the Cleveland Cavaliers forward, Sam Merrill, congrats on the 1 seed tonight. Asked me, rumor is they're looking for a power outfielder. Have you heard anything? I have not, but I sure as heck hope they are. And then John Park, if you don't hit, you better pitch and vice versa. And Jake says, do the Reds jerseys look orange? I did not like how the Reds jerseys look tonight. I love the Giants jerseys, by the way. Big fan of those. I don't know, it seemed Grateful Dead-ish. I was a fan of it, so I liked it. But we'll go ahead and wrap this up for this game. The Cincinnati Reds, for the second night in a row, are victorious against the San Francisco Giants, 1-0. The Cincinnati Reds have 1 run on 8 hits and 1 error. The Giants have 0 runs on 4 hits and no errors. And tomorrow we'll be back a little earlier because first pitch will be at 3:45 p.m. Eastern time as Nick Martinez looks to right the ship after having some rough outings so far this year. He's 0-2 with a .591, but going against a guy who also has had some pretty rough outings. And maybe this is a good sign for the Reds as the living legend Justin Verlander gets the ball for the Giants. He is 0-0 with a 6.14 ERA. I will be back here probably about 7 p.m. Eastern or so, but I'm looking forward to chatting it up with you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Don't forget to check out Jeff and Steve on Locked On Reds. I'm Tim Daniel. Have a good one, guys, and go Reds.